Welcome to CCN Midday News. I'm your host, Catherine Christian, and here are some of your top stories for today, May 13th. About 15 people, some armed, confronted the wrong black teenager. Now an officer has been fired. Trump may let workers take Social Security benefits early in exchange for a reduction in payments later. Retirement advocates, however, call it a harebrained idea. Breonna Taylor, the black healthcare worker that was shot at least 8 times in her own home, the family plans to sue. Florida coronavirus cases surged to nearly 42,000 as Miami-Dade's death toll passes 500. The Brunswick, Georgia County DA denies interfering with the Arbery investigation. And the judge invites outside parties to weigh in on the Flynn case, delaying the DOJ's efforts to drop the charges. Lastly, Howard Stern tells Trump voters what the president really thinks of them. Let's get to the news. A North Carolina corrections officer is out of a job and facing charges after he and about 15 others, some armed, harassed a black teenager they mistakenly believed was involved in a girl's disappearance, the teen's attorney says. Jordan Kent is charged with forcible trespassing, breaking and entering, and willingly failure to discharge duties. The new Hanover and Pender County District Attorney Ben Davis said last week. Kia, who the teen's family says wedged his foot in the door when the 18-year-old Desmond Shepard and his mother tried to close it, committed the crimes while armed and in uniform in a county that he was not duly sworn in. After a $2 trillion economic stimulus package, many Americans still want more financial relief from the government. The Trump administration is reportedly considering letting workers take Social Security benefits early in exchange for lower payments later. These Social Security advocates were quick to criticize the idea because it could create more harm than good. President Donald Trump is reportedly considering another way to get more money to struggling Americans by letting them take an advance on their Social Security benefits. Many Americans eager for more financial help from the effects of the coronavirus as the government wraps up sending millions of $1,200 checks to individuals who qualify. However, some Republican lawmakers are digging in their heels at the thought of sending more money due to the high price tag. The Trump administration is said to be considering prepaying Social Security retirement benefits to workers because they are eligible. According to the Washington Post, generally workers have to be at least 62 and have worked or paid into the system for at least 10 years in order to collect benefits. A decorated emergency medical technician was repeatedly shot and killed in her own home by the Louisville police officers. According to a report by the Washington Post, Breonna Taylor, age 26, was shot at least 8 times by police officers in her apartment on the 13th of March. A lawsuit filed by her family claims officers had said that the police were executing a drug warrant. According to the lawsuit, the family is seeking a reprimand for killing in the lawsuit, accusing officers of wrongful death, excessive force, and gross negligence. The police were allegedly searching the complex for a man who did not reside there. The lawsuit reportedly states that the suspect had already been detained earlier that day when officers visited Taylor's apartment. Florida Department of Health on Tuesday morning confirmed 941 additional cases of the COVID-19, bringing the state's total of confirmed cases to nearly 42,000. The statewide total of known cases is now at 41,923. Tuesday's daily total of confirmed cases is more than double the amount reported Monday and is the highest the state has seen since May 1st. Brunswick Circuit District Attorney Jackie Johnson said on Monday that she did not tell the police not to make arrests in the death of Arbery in February. She did acknowledge calling in neighboring DA George Barnhill of the Waycross Judicial Circuit. Johnson spoke Monday morning on the local radio show to Butch and Bob show on WIFO out of Jessup. The interview, Johnson echoed a statement she released last week after Glenn County's commissioner accused her of blocking the arrest. She said, "I was just horrified because that's so far from the truth," she said. "It's just a straight up lie." Protesters at a rally on Friday called on Johnson to step down because of her handling of the case. One sign in the crowd read, "Jackie Johnson has blood on her hands." A federal judge said on Tuesday that he will allow interested parties to weigh in on the Michael Flynn case, delaying the Department of Justice, otherwise known as the DOJ's, effort to drop the charges against the former National Security Advisor. In an unusual move for a criminal prosecution, Judge Emmett Sullivan of the D.C. District Court said in a brief order that at the appropriate time, the court will enter a scheduling order governing the submission of any briefings. Flynn's lawyer moved to oppose the move Tuesday night, arguing that it would be inappropriate to allow third parties to weigh in on the prosecution. It is no accident that the briefings are excluded in criminal cases. Flynn's lawyer wrote in a filing, "A criminal case is a dispute between the United States and the criminal defendant. There is no place for third parties to meddle in the dispute, and certainly not to disrupt the role of the government's counsel." And radio host Howard Stern has a blunt message for supporters of President Donald Trump. He doesn't like you. He wouldn't even let them in his effing hotel. He'd be disgusted by them, Stern said, then challenged Trump supporters to visit the president's most famous property to see for themselves. "Go to Mar-a-Lago," he said. "See if there's any people who look like you," he said. "I'm talking to you in the audience." Trump was a frequent guest of the Howard Stern show over the years, and the host has said that two were once friends. Even now, Stern, who endorses the Democratic presidential rival Hillary Clinton in 2016, says that he doesn't dislike the president. Howard Stern said, "I don't hate Donald," Stern said, before uploading on the president's supporters. "I hate you for voting for him, for not having intelligence and integrity." Stern in 2017 said he urged his one-time friend not to run for president. He said, "I told him that because I actually think this is something that is going to be detrimental to his mental health." Once again, thank you for watching CCN Midday News. Hope you enjoy. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification button so you will never miss another news update. Have a great day. Peace.